and you may call your first witness.
State calls Holly Bailey this morning. Holly Bailey. Holly Bailey. Holly Bailey. We're gonna have to go through.
Straight ahead towards the back wall. Straight ahead. Please watch your step. And please remain standing, raise your right hand, face the clerk.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state and spell your first and last name for the record.
Holly Bailey, Hollylbailey.
Have a seat. Thank you very much. Ma'am, if you could, tell me where you live.
Northwest area, Brown Circle.
On Bronze Circle. Who do you live there with?
My husband and our daughter.
Okay. And do you know someone, or did you know someone by the name of Jeff Gehrman?
Yes.
How did you know Jeff?
He's just been our neighbor for 27 years,
Okay. Where did Jeff live in relation to your house?
directly across the street.
What's the kind of shape of the street? Is it just a straightaway, or?
Small cul-de-sac, like 11 homes.
Okay. I want to turn your attention to September 2nd of 2022.
Was that Friday?
I believe so. On that day, does something kind of catch your attention with respect to Jeff?
Yes.
Okay. Or actually, September 2nd. So what do you notice?
Well, he never leaves his garage door open, and I noticed it was open and his car was in there. And it was I was running errands that morning, and then when I came home a little while later, around noon, I think it was open, and it's never open.
Okay.
Never.
Now, at this time, I'm going to show opposing counsel what's been marked as State's Proposed Exhibit 2. May I approach the witness? Let the record reflect I'm showing the witness State's Proposed 2. Ma'am, take a look at that. Do you recognize what you're looking at there?
Yes.
Is that, what is that?
That's his home.
Okay. Is that roughly, kind of from a perspective, facing from your home, kind of looking over in that direction?
Directly across the street.
Okay. At this time, we're going to ask permission to admit State's Proposed 2.
No objection.
It's admitted.
May I have permission to publish?
You may.
Thank you so much. Publishing Stage 2. So you mentioned that on that morning, you noticed that his garage was up.
It was closer to noon
Okay.
because I was running errands that morning. I drop off at school, and then I had errands, and I was home around noon, or before, a little before that.
And you mentioned you've lived next to this guy for how long? How many
Across the street, 27 years, almost 30.
years? And does he keep kind of a regular routine?
Yes,
And so this really stuck out to you?
yes, because I'm in and out of the house all day long, so I'm familiar with, it's not that big of a street, not to me. But I
Okay.
was his because,
Okay, so it's up around noon. Do you do anything in relation to Jeff to let him know about the garage?
No, but I was busy, and
Okay.
but I had that feeling of angst, like something was wrong.
Okay, so a little more time goes by.
Right.
Do you see that house a little bit later in the day?
All day, up until I left to leave at 2:30.
So at 2:30, is the garage still up?
Yes,
Do you decide to do anything at that point?
did it when I came home.
Okay, when did you come home?
It was around anywhere between 3:30 and 4.
Okay, so now.
And so I started, I believe it was texting, or I was texting him.
So you're texting him. Is the car in the garage? Is Jeff's car in the garage?
Yes.
All right. So now you're texting around 3:30, something like that. Do you
Yeah.
get any response back?
No.
So what do you do at that point?
So I'm really busy, so I just continued on. I spoke with my neighbor. She told me, it's strange. I said, I know I already called him or texted him. I can't remember what it was.
Do
And
you remember which neighbor it was?
her name is Debbie.
Okay. So you're now asking Debbie too. How long has Debbie lived in the neighborhood with you guys?
I'm not sure, but maybe a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're noticing it. Debbie's noticing it. It's 3:30.
It's basically her and I because
Okay.
I'm super observant
Okay.
and so, and
Okay.
she is too, but she works from home, so she's busy herself, but I'm in and out all day long.
Evening comes, any change with that garage door?
No, we were gonna go, we spoke about it, my husband and I. He said if it's still open when it gets dark, we'll just go over there and close it.
Is that what you do that night?
Yes,
Who does that?
my husband and I walk over there and I pulled the cord
All right, so you pull the cord, you bring it down.
and he pulled the garage door down.
All right, so the garage door is pulled down. Do you do anything to alert Jeff to let him know what you did for him?
It was either directly before or directly after. I think it was directly before. I sent him an email. It was either an email or a text. And I said, okay, this is what I think it was before. I said, this is what we're gonna do. I haven't heard from you, so I'm assuming maybe we think you left town and you don't have your phone or something. I said, but your garage door's up and I hope you're not mad, but we're gonna go over there and close your garage door for you.
All right. Do you hear anything from him by the end of the night?
No.
Following morning, what
No.
happens? Following morning, what happens?
Well, my husband woke me up early,
Okay, what happens then?
and he asked me if I called 311.
Okay, to do what? Why did you want to call 311 at that point?
For a well check.
Right? Do you do it at that point?
I said, let me email him one more time. And then he said, well, I'll go check the backyard. I said, I said, why don't you go check the backyard? He said, that's a good idea.
Is there a way from the cul-de-sac, if you're approaching Jeff's house, is there a way to kind of check that backyard?
To the left, as I'm looking at it.
So when we're looking in this picture, there are some individuals, there's some men standing to the left of that house. Is that the general area that you're talking about, that you could get to the backyard?
I believe so. I've never walked back in his backyard from
Okay.
that direction.
But that's what you were thinking your husband was going to go.
Right, and he said, that's a good idea, and then that's
Okay.
what he did, and
And then what happened next?
then she came running in the house sobbing and screaming. And I said, what's going on? What happened? And I ran out there to my husband, and he was on the phone with 911. And he was in shock, and I went into shock. And he was having a hard time
Your husband was.
getting to the 911 operator to understand him.
Okay. What happens after, does your husband eventually get on the phone with 911?
He just kept saying, we know he's dead. He didn't say, we know he's dead. I heard him being very, to a point of arguing because, just get the police over here. And she wanted to know, well, is he breathing? Questions about how do you know he's dead? And he said, what is taking so long, or something to that effect? Why can't you just get the police over here? I know he's dead.
And you could see your husband was upset.
Very upset because, he has a bit of an accent and nobody can ever understand him on the phone. Plus it's above 115 degrees. It was a super hot day, very hot.
Okay. Did you go over to that side of the house?
Yes, I went up to my husband and then I saw him.
Okay, and when you say him, who are you talking?
Jeff.
Okay. After that, do the police or medical personnel eventually arrive?
Yes, but One policeman was walking up the block.
Okay.
And I just felt like it was, I was in shock, but it just seemed like everything was in slow motion because he was walking very slowly and I kind of said, would you please hurry up?
Okay.
And he says, do you have a medical emergency? I said, no, it's not a medical emergency. I said, you can see.
Okay. And you directed him over to Jeff?
And then I saw a fire truck at the end of the cul-de-sac, but they wouldn't come up.
Okay.
Nobody came up the block.
All right. Did you remain outside and kind of watch as?
Yes, I was praying over him, talking to him.
Okay. And so it was you there kind of just praying for Jeff?
I was, because I just didn't seem, it was just very not natural.
Okay. And you didn't?
And it just couldn't just, I mean, didn't look like a natural death, I could tell you that right now.
As time goes on, do more emergency personnel and police arrive to the scene?
Of course.
Okay. And do you stay out there generally and kind of watch what's happening?
Yes, I just stayed, I just didn't, I stayed across the street. My gate, my side gate would look directly on him.
Okay. And so you
But
watch?
through a semi-sheer bush,
Okay. And so you watched them kind of set up, crime scene tape with this, that, and the other?
Correct.
And you stayed out there. Court's indulgence? Thank you. I have no further questions.
Cross-examination?
I have no questions for this witness. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your testimony here today. You may step down and you're excused from your subpoena.